I hope everyone's doing well. This is the first tutorial video of the series Back to Basics, and this week's video we'll be starting with Brianstorm, and in this specific video we're going to be doing the intro and the verse. I'm thinking I might do another video to cover the rest of the track, because I feel like when broken down into chunks you're able to learn things much more efficiently, and you're able to develop your technique better. That's pretty much it. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started with this, because if you've seen my cover you might be interested in trying to learn it. And it's actually not too hard of a song. I would class it as an intermediate song in terms of skill level, so it's just to get started with. Next week there'll be a poll and there'll be easier songs, so if you're just starting and you can vote for that one. If that wins, it just depends on who wins. It's just an interactive kind of thing to stop people from being bored, pretty much, because that's the main reason why I'm doing it. I'm really bored. So let's just get started. The intro is 16 bars, and it consists of just one note, and I personally throw in, so it's two notes. I play it with two notes, so it's just it's that for 16 bars. But that slowed down is this. You start on the F of the string. You can play it on the 3rd fret of the D, or the 11th fret of the E. But it's just up to you and your personal preference. If you want a bit more beefy sound, you can play it up there. Or you can play it here. I personally think it sounds best here on the F string, 8th fret and 9th fret. So that's the F and the F sharp. And all you do is that's how I finish it, with a slide from so when you go back to the 8th fret, the F, you slide back down the F string. I don't know, it's just a cool way to kind of end the section, and I'll just speed it up. Which is the F and the F sharp at the end of it. By the way, if you have any feedback, if I'm going too fast with each section, because I'm going to move on to the verse now, because that's all it is. It's just two notes, and the hardest part about it is the speed. If you can't get the speed, don't worry about it. Just use a metronome. You'll slowly build up over time. But yeah, I'm not going to dwell on that for too long. It's not too hard. All you got to do is just practice with that part. This verse riff is actually much easier in comparison. So what it is essentially, and you can play it on just the A string, or what I like to do is play it on the A and the E string, and I'll explain why. And I'll just play both versions for you first to see if you can feel if there is a difference, or if you just notice. So you start off. That's one way to play it, or you can play it the way I play it. So I'll explain why I prefer to play it my way. I originally used to play it with just the A strings going down, and it's F, C sharp, C, two C sharps, D sharp, E, which is on the 7th fret, up to the 10, which is the G, back to the F. And that's one way to play it. And I suppose that works fine. But if you're hoping to get quicker, and this is one thing that I've noticed with a load of people, one way to get quicker is that you need to eliminate unnecessary movement with your playing. And that's a big thing I see with a load of people. You know, I've been playing for nearly 8 years, so in all my time of playing, I see people making unnecessary hand movements in their left and their right hand. And it's just something that I've become aware of more recently. So I'll just explain it to you in real simple terms. What seems like less effort with your left hand? Because you're doing the same with this hand. You're just picking up and down alternative, or if you're a beast like James Hetfield, you know, you down pick it all. But what seems easier? Going all the way here to down there to up here again, or just keeping it. To me, that seems much easier and much quicker and just economical with your energy, because this isn't a very, you know, laxy daisy song. It's a hard song. It's a fast song. So why would you waste energy going? And then you have to, like, you know, fight with it almost. So why not just start on the F, but then go to the 9th fret and then the 8th fret of the E string, which is C sharp and C. 2 C sharps on the 9th fret of the F. So 2 sharps, 2 C sharps, D sharp, E on the S string, and then you go up to the 10th fret of the S string to go back into the F. So that's a G note, that 10th fret of the S string. Sorry if I'm like of all these notes or complaining. I just think it's better to say what the notes are so that you familiarize yourself with the neck of your instrument. And you know, to me that's just much more economic. You know, like I'm not going all the way down here just to go up here. And you know what, you might like it for the aesthetic value, but if you really want to speed up your playing, then stop making unnecessary movements and stop wasting energy on stuff that you don't need to waste energy on. Just keep it that one hand position. And this is where it's vital to work and make sure that you have independence on each of your fingers. As you can't neglect these 2 fingers at all. You can't, because you won't be able to get anywhere if you do. Stuff like this in the long run is better for you. So F, C sharp, C, 2 C sharps, D sharp, E, G, F. Okay? And you can play it, I'll show you this way as well, so it's just the same. It's on one string, 8th on the F fret, or the 8th fret on the S string, 4, then 3 on the F string, 2 4s, 1 6th fret, 1 7th, and 8. So that's pretty much the verse riff. You can listen to the original track and you can play along with it, but that's pretty much it. It's pretty much it. Just remember that point of, you know, unnecessarily wasting energy, you know, going up and down the fret. You can just keep it here. You can just keep it here, and I'll show you it just one more time in case it's going over your head. The 8th fret of the F, which is F, then you go to the E string, 9 and 8, which is C sharp, and then C. So then you hit the 9th fret, 2 C sharps. Then you move to the S string, 6th fret, then 7th fret on the F string. So, and after that, you go to the 10th fret of the S string, which is the G, to go back into the F. So imagine, you know, if you got your metronome, it's like 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3. So on the and you go to the G, if that makes sense. You know how it's 1, 2, 3, 4. If you were to do 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4, and a 1. So at the end of the bar, if that makes sense, you go and you hit that G on the and a. So like if you can notice my foot going up and down, see if you can do it that way. Some people are visual and they need to see it in order to understand that, but you do it this. See, I hit that G with my leg going up rather than it on the beat. So you hit that on the anda, and then in your next bar, your F should be the first beat, if that makes sense. I'm sorry if I'm badly explaining this in any way. It's kind of hard to kind of do it, you know, on video. But I'll just, you know, I'll improve for next week. So that should sum it up for the first video of this song. For Brianstorm, that's the intro and the verse. If none of this makes sense, just tell me and I'll switch things up. But I'm now going to move on to the next video, which should be, you know, the bridge, the breakdown, and that wee fast bit that I feel like a load of people are looking forward to learning. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope you are able to get that down. I'll probably post this today. It might be Thursday or Friday I might post this. And then I'll post the second video on like a Saturday or Sunday. And then that gives us all, you know, we break to digest everything before you move on to the next song, which will be on the Tuesday. So just let me know if I can improve on anything. I'm not the best teacher. I'm not saying I'm an expert or anything. You know, just hoping people can take something from this. You know, because I would have appreciated, you know, something like this, you know, when I was like, you know, when I was first learning, you know, 8 years ago, back when I was 13 or 14 or something like that. I'm 21 now. I'm coming 21. So been at this a while. So I hope someone just is able to appreciate this for what it is. And I hope everyone's keeping well. And I'll see you in the next video.